Our esteemed speaker for today is Mr. Shubham Dumre. He is a successful entrepreneur and the founder of Delta the Innovators. It is an organization offering a range of services including content writing, audio, video, photo, and graphics editing, as well as program management. In addition to his entrepreneurial ventures, Mr. Dumre is a highly regarded consultant and accomplished author of the book titled Let's Make IT Simple. He is also the host of the regular podcast Decoding Zindagi. We welcome you, sir. I request our chairperson, Mr. Kumaran, to give a brief description of the activities undertaken by CSI before we get proceeded.
Thank you, Vinaya. Good morning, everyone. I hope this event could be a success event year after. I am Kandakumaran Thevar, the chairperson of CSI GST. Welcome you all to this section. And I also thank Shubham Dumbresa for taking his invaluable time to guide our students of SIS GST about the startup and what are the difficulties could be in this startup. Okay. And before we start, I would like to describe what CSI does. CSI authorized sections encompassing a diverse array of subjects. In the last year, that is, Check It Out workshop introduced students to the fundamental concepts of front-end web development, as well as we have conducted a national level event called Enigma, which has the concept of paper presentation. Then we have Innovations 2023, in which Shubham sir has been a judge. Then in this year, we have conducted a SGP, Student Development Program, under CSI. Now, this is our first official event in 2023 and 2024. So, I hope this event could be a grand success for us. So, I like to ask all the participants to call upon their friends if they are not joining the meet. So, we could start earlier. So, it's already 11:15. So, I guess, Abhinay, you can start with the section.
Thank you, Kumaran. Now, without any further delay, let's get started. So, I request our esteemed speaker, Mr. Shubham Dumre, to start with the session.
All right, guys. I hope you guys can see me and hear me clearly. Please respond yes if you can.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So, good morning, everyone. This is Shubham Dumbre. So, today we are going to discuss on a very amazing, interesting topic, that is startup, start now. Coordinator reached out to me. He was like, we want to do something related to startups, and this event has to be like, which can actually motivate people to not just think about jobs, but also drive you towards startups. And they said that probably your profile fits this particular segment, and that's why we have reached out to you. So we were trying to fix out a date, and today finally we are able to do it. So first of all, thank you CSI SIES for thinking of such an idea. And also, I know that a lot of effort has been put in here, and this being a Saturday morning, of course many people want to relax, but still you have shown up. So all of you, thank you for joining in. And now let's get started with the amazing concept. Just to give you a brief view of what all things I have done in my journey till now, what all things I could achieve, learned from, I would like to just share you a small video. This video is my startup journey since the inception, the idea of what I had and how we could scale it to different aspects. So I'll firstly share you the video, I'll showcase you the video, and then we will discuss about how was my startup journey. And today's primary focus will not just be about my startup, but actually how can you start up. All right, so we'll be also covering a lot of content related to the types of companies, then what kind of organizations you can create, what is the process to like raise investments and all, everything. So a lot is to come. A glimpse about my startup coming up now. In short, this was my journey, and I hope you guys could like at least have some kind of idea like how we started. If you have like really seen something and you thought that yeah, this was really inspiring, please give me some response in the chat section. Fantastic. So I just don't want to make it like a monologue. I would request all of you to like keep your chat section open. I want you to ask a lot of questions because I have this list of questions which I think the coordinator had shared. Yeah, these are the questions which I think they have collected from you guys. We'll be talking about each of these in detail, and let's like make this a better interaction. That's what I feel, right? So let's get going. Now, this was my journey, how we could attain so much in like 4.5 years down the line. And if you see the screen, you can make out that all these brands have just shown up in last 10 years. 10 years is also like too much. It's like 7-8 years. If you can make out like many of these brands were not even existent if you take it from 2015 moment launched, and we all know that is the Startup India moment. And because of that, the revolution in startups began. So this is the Startup India website, and this actually is our, you say, resource library, or everything that we want to learn about startups. Like all major things, all different schemes, funding related details, everything is available here. So I've not tried to actually create a boring presentation, but rather I've thought of giving you a Startup India kit. So by the end of this session, you will receive a Startup India kit, which will actually help you to build your own startup from scratch. And what are the different steps? Now I understand that many of you have questions like, sir, how to start? Before how to start, what to start? Where to start? With whom to start? So a lot many questions to be answered, and that's what we are going to decode step by step. Just note down this website if you could just if you have a diary or some notepad near you, because this website is like our bible. This website is going to help us in understanding every different aspect of our startup, and it is very well crafted by the government of India. So we are going to like deep dive into this website itself. And before going there, I would also want you to note this one more website, that is myscheme.gov.in. Here you have to just enter in your detail. Like for instance, like I'll say male and I am around 25. Next, which state I am from. I think you can see like how it is simple. I'm from urban area and I'm a general guy. Are you differently able? No. Do you belong to minority? No. Are you a student? No. As of now, I'm no. I am entrepreneur. So it's the occupation of the following. Now, which occupation you belong to? So I could say for now, technology is not mentioned here. So let's say teacher or faculty. No. And let's just give it a random number. So whatever schemes are available for me, if I have to, I'm not giving my personal identification details. I'm just giving them my basics, like some demographics about how what am I as a person, and specifically what all schemes are available for my age group, what all schemes are available for my well-being, are all mentioned here in detail. So now I can see all these schemes, whichever I have to go in. For instance, I go for this social welfare and empowerment and I submit. So I get all these details about what all schemes I can be a part of. So this is going to help you a lot in terms of understanding what are you eligible for, what all schemes are available for you. And that is the reason I would recommend you to just check out this website, myscheme.gov.in. It is the official government of India website. Here you can enter in the basic details just like I showed you according to your specific details, and you will find ample amount of schemes that are available. Now these schemes will be really beneficial. Now you can say banking and financial, for instance, like let's go for banking and financial ones. So you want to raise some funds or probably get some loan or some yojana or scheme which can really benefit you in terms of starting up. Then all these details are mentioned here. For instance, I see Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. So here, what does it say? That Pradhan PMMY is a flagship scheme, micro credit loan up to 10 lakh, income generating micro enterprises. So in case you want to start up something, but the very first question is, how will I do it without any funds? So the one way to do is like you can reach out to the government, probably via different banks. A lot of schemes have been launched for us, that is the startups, entrepreneurs who have something that they want to try out. But before going to this stage, it is very important to validate your idea, to understand whether your idea is really applicable. Anyone else who is like who has some idea, who wants to start up and like is not sure whether he'll be able to do it or not, or some other question? Anyone? Don't worry, no one is going to judge you. It's just to like interact. Let's understand, because if this would have been an offline setting, I would have come with a mic and asked you in front. But because it is an online session, we need to do it like this. So if you have any question, first of all, don't worry, just talk out whatever your ideas are, because at some point of my life also I was an attendee and I could attend different speakers. So that is the reason we could try something out. So it's your time to take that baton now. So
I think Avnish wants to say something.
yeah, Avnish, go ahead. Avnish, I think.
Uh,
Yes,
Good morning,
yes,
sir.
Avnish. Good morning.
Sir,
Yes.
for time being, I'm planning to do a job for 2 to 3
Okay.
years, go for higher
Fantastic.
studies, explore all the domains, then see my interest. Then I have to. Then I'm wanting to start my startup.
Superb.
That's
Superb.
the
That is a very good plan. That is a very good plan.
yes, sir. So in
All
in,
right.
in that, I would get the opportunity to explore, and I'm thinking of going abroad to study so that I can also understand बाहर के देशों में कैसा होता है, and if हाँ, और फिर हमारे कंट्री में आके उन सबको अप्लाई करके हमारे जो सिटीजन्स हैं उनको वो सब फैसिलिटीज देना ताकि हमारे सिटीजन्स को बहुत बेनिफिशियल रहे.
बहुत बढ़िया, काफी अच्छा ख्याल है आपका. So you are somewhere resonating with the theme of movie Swadesh, where Shah Rukh Khan was in NASA and he came back to India to do something for the country. Fantastic. So a very good thought. Anyone else who wants to speak up, or like should we get going? Anyone? One boy spoke up, one girl should take up. Anyone? Come on, women entrepreneurs, where are you? Speak up. So Abhinay, you were saying something before Avni started. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying that I'm not that that into startup, and
Okay.
trying to go for like software development.
Fantastic. That's all right. That's all good. Great. So are you freelancing currently? How is it? Or you are focusing purely on full-time job?
I currently did an internship in front-end development,
Mm-hmm.
so I would be continuing in that.
All right. All right. Fantastic.
Mm.
So we'll also explore freelancing, because many corporate job people are also freelancing on their own, so that
Okay.
they don't have to completely set up a company, but they can offer their services to different organizations, companies and all, so that outsourcing
Mm.
a lot many times. Like for instance, I want to build a software and I know that Abhidna is a good software developer, so I will just reach out to her and she will provide me that particular service, not as an employee of my company, but as an
Mm.
outsource service provider, as a freelance service provider. So we'll also
Okay.
come to that aspect in some time. So
Sure.
firstly, now from now on, we are going to explore a lot of websites. So I want you all to like, do we have a chat section here? Like, can you write down there? Like, if you understand, yes, got it, or no, please explain more, something like that.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
yes, just write it in the chat section once for me. For now, let's see, like for my schemes, did you understand what we talked about my schemes? Because you see my tab, it's full of different websites. So I just want you to be like taking it step by step. So my schemes is done. Everyone okay with it? If yes, please write yes in the chat section.
So the thing is that we can write in the chat section, but you won't be able to see because आपको ऑप्शन नहीं दिख रहा है ना उधर.
Acha, I won't be able to see it, is it?
सर नहीं आपको नहीं दिख रहा ऑप्शन इसलिए.
Ha, I am not able to see that. Yeah. Acha, okay. So you can react at least, right? Let's give me a thumbs up if you're
Yes
okay.
sir.
Okay. Cool, cool. Yeah. So my schemes is done. Let's get going to the next one. Now, the very first thing is I want to start up, but I'm not sure what type of company I should register it as. We have just heard Hindustan Unilever Private Limited, or we have heard of Tata Groups and all. So, what are the different types of companies, or what are the different titles that are known, like public limited company, private limited company, LLP? So, let's understand that in detail. As I said, this is the Bible for us. So everything related to this is very well crafted here on this website. I have not created a boring presentation. Instead, I have stick to this one. So different types of companies. So these are the 5 different types of companies. The very first one is private, then limited liability, then general, then sole, and one person company. This is a new term which has come into picture now. All right. So we are on the Startup India website right now, guys, and we'll talk about different types of companies. So generally, there are 5 distinctions. The very first one is one person company. Now, one person company, as its name itself signifies, one person company is like a company that is run only by a single person. And it is a latest improvement in sole proprietorship, because sole proprietorship also somewhere or the other means the same. that it is managed and owned by a single person. So I mean to say, if you have seen Shark Tank, the 100% equity belongs to one single person. For instance, if I'm a sole proprietor, all 100% shares only belong to me. And here in sole proprietorship, you cannot employ anyone. You can just like take their services and pay them the fees. It's like that kind of a partnership, or else you can have interns. You cannot have a full-time employee, because sole proprietorship itself means that it is a business owned and managed by a single person. All right. So once this is a little unorganized sector, because what happens as startup founders, at initially we think that we'll give all possible kinds of services. Now if we are technical people, we will think we'll give website development, we'll give application development, we'll give technical consultation, IT infrastructure, and so much. But the what I say, the essence is about finding the niche. And before finding the niche, yes, Avnish.
Sir, I was asking, so could we say जैसे छोटे छोटे कंपनीज है ना, पहले के स्टेजेस में जैसे एप्पल गैरेज में चालू किया, तो
हाँ,
उस टाइम पे वो लोग सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप कंपनी थे ना,
correct.
ड्यूरिंग दैट देन दे डेवलप्ड इनटू अ मल्टी उसमें
Yes, MNC, multinational corporation, correct.
मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी. ओके सर.
One person company is like the latest addition to this. यहाँ पर benefits क्या है? What are the benefits here? One person company में you don't need a separate bank account. It's okay if you operate with your own savings account or current account, personal account. That's okay. For one person company and sole proprietorship, that's all great. And here it is easy to start. So you don't have to worry much about registrations. Today in this interaction, we will also see how can you register your own startup. Okay. So we are going to come to this section in some time, and I will help you with understanding what are the different sections and all. We'll come to that part in some time. But right now you understand, today we are going to discuss mainly about sole proprietorship, one person company. We'll also see all these three, but these are for a little higher ones who have raised funding, who are ahead in terms of product development. They have their GTM, that is go to market strategy and all. All right. So sole proprietorship and one person company are very like possible ones. They are easy to do, and they don't have much of like legal challenges. As soon as you come to the third one, that is general partnership. Now for instance, you and two of your friends start up some like business, and now here it will be the division of like the shares. For instance, you and your friend, two friends, it is 50-50% division, because if both are equally contributing, then it will be 50-50 division. Now for instance, if one friend had an idea, and after some time someone has joined in, then that owner, the one who started it, will have that kind of power that he will decide how much shares are to be diluted for the other partner. So sometimes it can be 30 or 60, 30 for 30 70, or like in short, like total should be 100. So you can divide it as per your case. But in general partnership, the complexity begins in terms of like how you are going to manage these different people, because till now in sole proprietorship and one person company, you were the server, what do you call it, like the whole and soul of the company. But as soon as you reach to the general partnership one, here you have people coming into picture who have a say in that particular business. Now it depends whether you want to keep a sleeping partner, that is who will not interfere in the business affairs, or you want to keep an active partner who is going to interfere in the business affairs and like drive it. So here again, this seems easy, but at some point when you reach some funding stage and all, you might have to rethink on general partnership, because here again, if someone loses interest with time, then to bring that person ahead, and the major challenge here becomes is the bond that you share initially and the bond that becomes with time. So here you'll have to be a little cautious about general partnerships. Talking about LLP, limited liability partnership, now this one is better compared to general partnership, because here instead of forming a private limited company, you have fewer compliances. You don't have to worry much about the different rules and regulations that you need to follow, because this is a cheaper approach. It is to like, it is in short a corporate, but you say a better corporate in terms of compliances, in terms of like improving your general partnership and all right. Now here it is, as I said, like startup cost is cheaper. It is for non-scalable business. If you run a business which is like it has a repeated kind of approach, then LLP is the one which can suit you. It has fewer compliances, it has a lot of tax advantages, and number of partners, there is no limit to the number of partners. So it is sometimes it happens like we have seen nowadays, startups have a smart move. They will hire one co-founder from technology, they'll have one co-founder from management, they have one marketing co-founder, CMO, and all that kind of structures. So here LLP is something that is preferred in such kind of companies. And talking about the very primary one, private limited company, this is like the most popular one, and almost like it is recognized worldwide, because it has a lot of compliances to follow, it has a lot of regulations to take care of, and this is like the final stage, like this is like the biggest stage that a company can attain to. You can start as a one person or a sole proprietor, then probably if you are comfortable, you are okay with the kind of partnership you have with your people, then general partnership is also doable. If you have an n number of like contributors to your particular thing, your startup or idea, and you feel that there should be a little more expertise in terms of technology, in terms of marketing, in terms of management, or all other different aspects, you can also think of limited liability partnership. But if you really want to grow like MNC, like how Apple did it, or how like Upgrad or any other company is doing it, then you would need a private limited tag on you. That is how you say it, that any company which has private limited, they have to follow the guidelines by MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs in India. And also there are international laws that are applicable if they are trading outside India. So here, businesses who have raised funding, they have to like go there firstly, then the ones who are really scaling up, they have to go there. They have limited liability here. So a lot, many times you must have seen people talking about ESOPs and all, that is employee shares. So all that is coming into picture here. Again, startup cost is huge here, it is not easy. And a lot, many consultants are also here to help you in terms of understanding the different compliances, the different legal aspects to take care of. And in private limited, you have fewer tax advantages, that is for sure, because like private limited companies are expected to be the ones who are really doing the best, very well in terms of earning potential, and that is the reason they have registered themselves as private limited. Believe me, not every company which is registered as private limited is successful, but it is assumed that if you are registered as a private limited, then probably you have a very good structure. You have a set structure, not a good structure, I could say, but a set structure, a fundamental flow by which you are going to operate. And here there is no limit in terms of hiring employees. There is no limit in terms of getting expertise outside, outsourcing your work and all that stuff. All right. So that's about the different kinds of companies. And yeah, if you are okay with what we have discussed till now, I need a thumbs up on the reaction side. See Avnish, okay. Okay, guys. Okay, fantastic. Cool. So let's go to the next one. Now, a major question is, sir, how will I be able to frame those difficult contracts, or how will I be able to set those templates for my particular business, or like the, if now in a company, when we think of, we need a HR department, we need a marketing department, we need sales department, and you say, sir, you should start as a single person, or else like 2-3 people together, then how will we able to do it all together, right? That is the next question. So guys, in on this same website you would find this particular segment where you have HR templates, legal templates and all. So if you just open any, now for instance you go for employee agreement, it is opening here. One second, I'll just, yeah, you see this is a sample which is already present, and you can check out these resources. You will get access to all of these when we like give you. So what I said, like all resources are available. Now this was one simple example of HR template. Now there are again legal templates, then there are pitch deck guidelines. For instance, you want to create your own company presentation, so how to create that, English version models, all the different kinds of major contracts which are used in the startup, or in startups or mid-sized companies, all are located here. So you can easily download any. Now for instance, you want to see consultancy agreement, you want to hire a consultant and you create a consultancy agreement. So here is a consultancy agreement, a sample consultancy agreement, of course, but it is in line with what the government is currently monitoring on all the laws and regulations that the government has launched. So these are all updated documents which you get access to when you check out all these templates. All right. So is this helpful? If it is, please respond something on the reaction side, so that, yeah. So I will be giving you a startup kit today in this session itself, and for that we have a small activity to do in some time later. But this is how you can get started. So there are so many things. If you want to, if in case like we also know that sometimes there are family businesses that come into picture, where dad or like grandpa had started it and it is going ahead and ahead with generations. So sometimes they are a little resistant to come towards the newer models. But for that, the government has also taken care of Hindi version contracts or our regular what we say regional languages. So that is the beauty with this particular pitch deck and all that. All right, so these are the different templates. Now I would like to show you one small video, which is again very important to understand, because we think that small business and startup is the same. But let's clear off the air there. All right. So here it is. I'm just presenting it to you. One sec. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a business idea. You might be wondering, should I go startup or should I open a small business? And what's the difference anyway? A small business owner tends to follow a more traditional path. Maybe you just start with a team of one, and then you slowly bring on more people. You might ask your family and friends to invest in your idea. Small business owners have a variety of goals. Money matters, of course, but maybe it's not your main purpose. Typically, you plan to stay with the company long term. If, on the other hand, you want to come up with something revolutionary and cash in on your idea, you're probably going the startup route. Most startups aim to change the world using some form of technology. They need a bigger team, and they grow very quickly. At first, you might also get help from family and friends, but at some point, you'll turn to big-time investors. Besides innovation, making money is the number one goal of a startup. Keep in mind that both models can lead to growth and success. So what do you think? Small business or startup?
So I hope this has given you that perspective that, guys, small business and startup sounds similar, but it is not the same exactly, right? So let's go ahead a little deep dive into startup versus an MNC, startup versus the different kinds of companies that have come up nowadays. Are we all set to go? If yes, please say, give me some reaction. It's difficult to like keep it because you guys are off on the cameras and you are enjoying this session, right? Or do you need me to be a little slow? Do you want me to be a little fast? How do you want me to? Because we have a lot to cover and I want to give you the best what I can give. Yes, Dhairya, yes, go ahead.
No, sir, I don't have any doubts.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. So let's get going. Now I have a very good comparison for you. Startup versus mature company, pre-IPO public. Okay, like just consider right now startup versus an MNC. All right. So what are the differences? Let's understand that in detail. First is startup. Broad scope, variety of work. Now, for instance, I have an idea that I want to provide web development services. Okay. Now I have a wide scope. That web development services would also include a lot. Like I can develop in React, I can develop in Vue.js, I can develop with HTML, I can develop with some other languages, right? So broad scope, a wide variety of work. Startup has a wide variety of work. Now, for providing these services, I will have to reach out to the customers, and to reach out to the customers, of course, I will also have to play the role of marketer. I will also have to play the role of designer. I'll also have to play the role of like the sales guy, everything. So the scope, the variety of work is humongous in terms of startup. Now when we talk about mature company, they have best practices, mentorship, role models. So we see like Nitin Kamath from Zerodha. Have you heard of this name? So Nitin Kamath is the guy who's the CEO of Zerodha. Zerodha is like into stock market and shares and trading and stuff. So this is an application which is used popularly. So here you have role model. He is a role model for that particular mature company, that particular segment, because he has attained such a great what you say achievement after putting in a lot of hard work and all that stuff. So here you have already got a team, this team, and you are working with the best practices that are available. And that is how like in industry you are known as a role model many a times. Now startup has scrapiness with a little catch, because many of the times the main question is how will the startup survive if it does not have cash. And now if I say, for instance, the example that we have, web development services. Now for providing web development services, I have to reach out to the customers. To reach out to the customers, my ways can be either physical printed leaflets, or my way can be digital marketing. Now in terms of digital marketing also, the maximum that I can do freely is like post it on my social handles and all. But if I have to go an extra mile, I will have to run ad campaigns on Facebook and all that. So for that I will need cash. Again, to create such kind of designs, I'll need to pay the designer. Again, to like have someone on the calls to regularly interact with the customers, I'll have to employ someone. So cash, or you say money burnt in startup is too much, and that is the reason a lot many times conflicts happen because of the lack of cash. Here in mature company, there is a clear direction roadmap that is set, because they have done this for so many years. They have tried and tested a lot of hypotheses, a lot of ideas, and that's how they are able to reach out to a particular direction, that yes, now we have to develop this thing. For instance, we can take an example of Tata Group or Reliance. So these companies have defined goals. When they set up something, they are purely into it. Now, how we saw Geo Cinemas, the very good example, recent example, Geo Cinemas app was so well projected when IPL came in. They gave us free streaming and all into 4K quality. And again, Geo is the one who's providing us internet. So they have a very clear direction that we want to make India digital, and they are taking steps slowly but steadily in that direction. Now, what Geo has done smartly, Geo has also given you access to some Hollywood shows, but that at a premium cost. You have to pay for that subscription. And now Geo is also launching a laptop, which is like a very cost-effective laptop, affordable laptop. Again, if you see the government policies, from 3rd of August, I think import on the like laptops and electronics has been halted. So clearly you see the steps are taken so well that now the people, because imports are stopped and it will only be available for licensed merchants, the costs will go high. And here Geo will be the one who will lead the market again. So this is a very small case study today in the newspaper. When I read it, I was like, I wanted to share this with you guys. So that's how clear direction and roadmap is very important in terms of like mature companies. And that is why mature companies, we see they're excelling ahead. You see McDonald's, it always flourishes. KFC always flourishes because they have a clear roadmap, and that's how they progress ahead. Thirdly, startup, small team or solo work, of course. Let's complete startup
Hello.
first. They have limited mentorship. Do we have any question here? I think I'm not
Yes,
able to.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead.
I actually wanted to ask, sir, how will they generate revenue if we take off as we talked about Geo right now?
Yeah,
We had Hotstar. They were giving it these things at a premium
free
cost, and
subscription. Yeah, for
yeah,
yeah,
for
cricket
it,
and
and
all.
we used to watch cricket and other things. But since Geo is giving all this free,
Yeah.
will they be able to generate the same amount of revenue and the profit what other companies were up to?
No, so like with Geo, the model is not about providing the subscription, but it is actually about advertisements. So if you see in Geo Cinema application, there are a lot of advertisements that are bundled whenever you watch those cricket matches and all. Secondly, they earn from broadcasting rights. So BCCI will also collaborate with Geo, and these guys will have some kind of a settlement where they will pay each other on the pay per view. Like it has a pay per view model. So that's how Geo is able to do it. Geo is also able to do it because it itself is a telecom internet service provider also, right? So in a way, you consume Geo's data, so you need internet package, and Geo Cinema basically gives you some added features when you have a Geo SIM card. So they are making a Geo ecosystem for like users. And in India, as you know, we are number one in population right now. So the scale of growth is humongous. I hope it answers your question.
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, uh, Kandana. Yes, Mr. Kumaran.
यस सर एक्चुअली एक सडन डाउट था अभी कैसा है कि बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट्स है जो अपन starting में कर सकते हैं बट मेरा एक ओपिनियन ऐसा है कि ऐसा मल्टीपल होने के कारण अपने को ऐसा पता नहीं चलता कि किधर जाएंगे तो ग्रो कर सकते हैं अपन मतलब स्किल बेस्ड भी एज वेल एज इन मनी टर्म्स तो आपको
Hmm.
कैसा लगता है कि कैसे अपन को select करना चाहिए स्टार्टअप का टॉपिक या एक डोमेन
हाँ, लाइक वो जो पार्ट है, हम उसके ऊपर अभी एक 5 मिनटों के अंदर आने वाले हैं, लाइक हाउ टू आइडेंटिफाई एंड वैलिडेट योर आइडिया, बिकॉज नॉट एवरी आइडिया इज मेंट टू like build a startup. And many a times startups lose their focus because they try to solve something that is not even a problem. So ये थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स पार्ट है. लेट मी बिल्ड द बेस फॉर इट एक 5 मिनटों में, एंड देन विल गो टू दैट. ऑलराइट, कुमारन सर.
ओके सर
Okay.
यस यस
Avnish, you have anything to ask?
Yes, sir. Geo is giving for time being as a free subscription and all,
Correct.
and people would be so engrossed in the subscription कि 3 साल के बाद if even they charge some minimal cost or moderate cost that other uh, platforms of OTT platforms are providing, so people would tend to go to Geo Cinema क्योंकि उन्होंने पहले ही free वाला किया है, right? So
Correct.
that's
Now you see, tell me, in 2016, 17, Jio started to offer you free internet. You remember?
yes, sir.
So now
Yes,
you
sir.
are paying for those 3,000 rupees recharges for an annual subscriptions. You
Yes, sir.
you see the change, na? Like
Yes.
now in 2023, you don't think that, oh, I'm paying 3,000 for a yearly recharge or 3,000 4,000 for a yearly recharge, because they have made you like somehow used to that particular ecosystem that you now need it. You remember, like if you ask your parents, or probably you also remember your childhood, we had 1 GB data for a month. If you can
Uh,
just go to 2015 16, before that, before Geo came in, we used to pay for 1 month 1 GB data for a month. Now we don't even have that restriction. Like 1 GB is nothing for us now in today's time, correct? So
yes, sir.
they will make you used to such kind of things where you tend to give out your ticket, that is the money for it, and yes, take that service, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So that is how the model works. Firstly, they will hook you up, then later you will be made to pay the subscription fees or charges, whatever they will cost charge. Of course, it is business, and that's how business works. All right.
Yes. Yes, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Welcome. Now, so in terms of startup companies, there are like limited benefits, more equity, but equity value is not known, unstable and unknown brand. Like the brand, there are ample amount of brands, as I told you. But in mature companies, you have exposure to like success, because all these decisions are taken by like people who themselves are very good in terms of experience, in terms of skills that they have. Then again, they have very specific roles. It's not that one person will do marketing, he'll also do sales, he'll also do a lot of stuff. They will have limited scope. For instance, if there's someone from marketing, he or she will take care of all the marketing activities only, whatever are like given in the roles and responsibilities. Mature companies may need time to move ahead, because they have approvals, they have levels, hierarchy to follow. And yeah, they have multifunctional teams, they have their own set processes and tools to use. So if you see like TCS or Infosys and all, whatever decisions they take, maybe they might require more time compared to startups, but their decisions are very well crafted, decided. They know what will, how the audience or how people will react to whatever decisions they will take. And yeah, mature investors board, they have senior experts who are going to like take care of all decision making and direction. They have great benefits, limited equity, but yes, that equity, even if it is in point value, even if it is zero point 0.5 equity percent, still it has a lot to offer, because the company itself has crores of money. And yeah, traction, product market fit, and brand name. Yes, brand name of course matters a lot now. So are we like clear till this point? Because now after this segment, I have to come to how to start a startup. So are we good till this point? Need to see your thumbs up. Okay, we have Abhinaya asking a question. Yes, Abhinaya. Gaurav also asking a question. Yes, Gaurav. Anyone? Gaurav, Abhinaya, anyone? I think I see both of you have raised hands.
Yeah, I wanted to react.
Ah, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool. Let's get going then. Now, please pay attention to this segment, because this will help you understand who should be the right people, or what should be the ideal team for your startup if you are starting up something. And most importantly, as I heard someone saying that I want to work for some company for 2 3 years, and then probably I will decide. I want to go for higher education, and then I will decide. That is a very good approach. Why? Let's go to that in detail now. All right. Yeah. So just see it like a quadrant system. How we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Similar to that. Here you see the 4 titles. Mature company on the right side, startup on the left. If you have less than 5 years of experience, that's at the bottom, and you are like a really big shot in the industry, a serial entrepreneur and an industry veteran, then this is the side. All right. Now let's see the first quadrant. Now serial entrepreneur or industry veteran and mature company, then this person, the person who falls in this category, knows how to operate at scale. Like they have played with big projects, they know the challenges, they have been through all those hardships, and they are very good players. These people, these are like senior management people who have been through a lot, and they have their expertise is immense. They have a like they are likely to have strong leadership skills, as they are an experienced personality, yes, of course. And they are clear about long term strategy and business, and they are industry icons. So if you know Ankur Wariku, or if you know Ashneer Grover, now these people are very popular, and they might fall into this kind of a category. It depends, because sometimes they can also be on the left side, because they had startups at some point in their life. But now when they are able to consult different companies and all, they are serial entrepreneurs. who have developed mature companies. Their companies have got IPOs and all. So these people are industry icons. They are very well known. You also can take Anupam Mittal or any judge on the Shark Tank panel. So these people fall into mostly this category, and they are like very well known in the industry. All right. Now let's come to the other side of it. A serial entrepreneur and a startup founder. So now in startup and serial entrepreneur, we say measured risk taker. Now this person is someone who is like taking calculated risks. They have learned from successes or failures. The baggage from the past could help or hurt other businesses, hurt the business, and more connected to customers, investors, and hiring prospects. Now if you see some mid-level startup, or some people who leave their startups and go to create something of their own, these people generally will fall in this category. You could just consider some entrepreneur who had one idea, who started off with something, later dropped off that idea, went to another one, just because like some big giant entered into it. So very good instance, one of my friend who is a founder. Now this guy Udit had like started something in terms of providing cloud services, like how AWS does it. So back in 2015, when AWS 15-14, when AWS entered the market, he stopped his startup. Like he took an exit from that particular startup, and he created something of his own, which is now very popular as pitch ground. So this kind of a person knows when to walk and when to stop. So this guy created pitch ground later, and now he's a very successful entrepreneur. So he again started from scratch, and he being a serial entrepreneur and industry expert could do it successfully. So that's how this thing has worked off. Then we go to startup and people with less than 5 years of experience. Now generally, like the ones who have no work experience, or probably freshers or 1 or 2 years in the industry, and who are like wanting to do some startup, or they are working with some startup, they may take bigger risks, less to lose, because they are ready to like, हमें किसी के लिए काम नहीं करना है, we want to do it on our own. Then they benefit objectively. Like they lack, personally I feel that they lack that kind of understanding. Maybe your views could vary, and maybe they are not self aware, because at this point, even I have been through this segment, so I feel that when I look back and at my journey, I felt at that point of time I'll do everything, no one's there to stop me, and like I will be the one who will like do all the stuff, right, from marketing to sales to everything. But ahead in time, now when I look at my journey, I understand that probably I was a little naive. I was not aware that there should be specific experts or a team to actually handle the verticals that you want to take care of. Because if you yourself are busy doing all this regular repetitive task or stuff, you won't be able to innovate, you won't be able to grow ahead, and you will understand this with time, and when we'll discuss ahead. Now again, the problem is like with startups and who have less than 5 years of experience, we say we are friends, let's start something of our own, let's start together, or let's do something together. And here the challenge becomes dosti comes into picture, and when there is something that it is not honestly done, then probably it will lead to a lot of consequences. So many times when we hear about partnerships that break down because of disputes and all, it happens because initially these guys were friends, but later ahead in time, when tough decisions were to be made or challenges came in, they couldn't survive that kind of heat. All right, so hiring friends or like probably getting seasoned experts is something a very good challenge. Instead, you should have experts who really belong there, rather than just having friends to like lead that startup or probably decide in that startup. And limited experience, of course, because if you have less than 5 years of experience, you have very small kind of experience. Whatever you have, you know, is what you have read and seen people doing or saying about. But your own hands of experience in such difficulties, such hardships, such challenging times is very limited. And that is the reason generally these people are the ones who are like, how could I say, hydrogen atoms. So they want to attain stability, and they are ready to collaborate and ready to do everything. But this is a risky phase, so my suggestion would be to gain some experience or like continue education, so that you parallelly also develop your skill set, your mind, and then take up to the final ones, like the other three quadrants. Now someone with less than 5 years of experience but with a mature company, like who like for instance you or your friends who have secured a placement in some good company like MNC, like TCS, Infosys, or all, they probably have arrived there because of their skill, or probably sometimes we can say luckily ho gaya uska. So luck or both, it is depending on that. they have a good team around them. So for instance, if you are into some TCS or Infosys or L&T or some Cape Gemini, you have a good team around you, people from different aspects, people from different experiences, and these people, because you are with them, you will also start thinking like them. You will also have that kind of a vision, you will also have that kind of a thought process, which will help you to accelerate your career ahead. All right. So when you work with a mature company, even if you are a fresher or like less than 5 year experience kind of a person, this will help you to like build your vision roadmap, because maybe you will struggle at the start, but you will have that kind of a thought process and people to guide you. Then learning how to operate at scale, you will have natural leadership skills, and yes, strong sales and fundraising skills. You will attain a lot of things if you start with a mature company. If you start with a startup, of course you will get to wear a lot of hats, but you will have to be very objective in terms of what you want to do. You have to be brutally honest with yourself, what is happening and are you really able to make money. Because ultimately, money, if you are making money, you are profitable, only then you will be respected in the industry. If you are just burning off cash from the investors or something, no, it's not going to work. I hope this makes sense. If yes, please respond. And in case you have any questions, please let me know now. Okay, we say Srija doing thumbs up. Okay, Girish says, rest others, are you here? Yes. Okay, Avnish says yes. Cool. I don't see much coming up. Yeah, cool. Now, how many of you are present on LinkedIn? You can like just raise your hand or react somehow. Okay, fantastic. So have you leveraged LinkedIn to grow your business or connect with different professionals and something? Can you see my LinkedIn profile right now? So this is my LinkedIn profile where I have listed down everything about my startup also, and whatever we have done is listed here. So my suggestion to you guys would be to create an account on LinkedIn and connect with the professionals in the industry that you want to enter into. I know not everyone here, because even if you're from technical background, wants to do coding only. Some might be good with UI UX, some might be good with application development, some might be good with some other aspects. It's okay to at least follow such people who are leading in that particular segment. So for instance, if I have to do something in terms of content, probably I can follow Ankur Variku. If I have to do something with like how to create a master class on LinkedIn or something, I can follow Vaibhav Sisiniti. So a lot many names. So these people have excelled, they have mastered their particular segment, and it's very good to follow such people because they are generally talking in those lines, like they are generally talking about those topics, and it is really beneficial, it is really helpful for us to understand those nitty gritties of that particular thing. Girish, you have any question? You have raised your hand. Sorry, Abhas.
Oh, sure, no doubt.
No, okay. Okay, cool. So LinkedIn is something that you should leverage, you should start using. And yes, definitely with LinkedIn you will be able to connect to a lot of people, and this will help you to think in that direction, what you want to try, what you want to build, and that's how it should grow. All right, makes sense. Now I'm going to share with you some platforms which are really helping new age startups. So these are the 4 platforms that I want to share with you. Google for startups. The very first thing is Google for startups. You could just note down these websites and later create your free accounts here. All these platforms are like, they will allow you to create your account for free, and they will give you a lot of support, a lot of free resources also, like cloud resources or like hosting and all that stuff. All right. So you could just make a note of all these 4 platforms. One is Google for startups. Second is Microsoft for startups. So Microsoft also has a lot of content evolving around startups, and this will, like, it depends like what kind of product or service you want to give. Now if you want to do something with cloud and all, then AWS also is giving you something. It gives you free credits to continue building your projects and all, and in case you reach the one particular stage where now you have to take it to the next level, then you can go for their paid plans. So every major player, again, Zoho is one very popular company. Zoho will also help you in terms of startups. They have their criterias, of course, like the programs, what all you get and all. So they have applications and a lot of support to take care. So you could note down all these 4 platforms: Google for startups, Microsoft for startups, Amazon AWS for startups, and Zoho for startups. If you're done, respond yes, or else if you have any question, let me know. Is it really helping, or how is it?
Yes,
Is it
sir, it
helping
is
you guys?
helping a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
that
Happy to know
all the
that.
four names have been put in the chat section, sir.
Yes, great. I'm not able to
So
see the chat section, sorry, but I can just see your reactions. So please let me know if you have any questions also. I'll be happy to take those questions. Okay,
sure, sir. Yeah.
cool. Now, your idea, I think Mr. Kumaran had asked, like, how should we start? What should be the starting point, or how can we get started? So let's get going to that aspect now. So, how to start a startup? Is our central idea for today. First of all, you will have to think a little ahead of your time, or probably what is happening presently, what challenges you are facing. You need to figure out what is missing in the world. Now, this is just a roadmap. You can, of course, like think with some examples of what problems you see in your daily life. So, for instance, now I will give you a very good example. I want to create a startup that can like that can help people accelerate in their careers. Okay. For instance, let's take an example. So I am a entrepreneur. I am an ideator at this stage, and I want to create some platform which can help people to create their resume quickly. And now this resume platform is AI based platform which will be able to give you questions about how to face the interview and all. All right. So I want to create an AI based resume builder platform. And I see that there are a lot of platforms, but they don't have the Indian touch. They have some international touch where they follow their international designs and all. But in India, we still are a little developing country. And that is the reason we need something that resonates with regional kind of approach, or probably which can be understood by many. So here I want to create this particular platform. I understand that I have to create a resume builder platform which can be smart enough to give instructions to the developer. All right. So I have written down all my thought process, all my idea into one particular doc or something, and I will start making a prototype. Now I have a prototype. For instance, I create a platform resume builder, airesumebuilder.com, for instance. Now my prototype is ready. Now I can share this prototype with 100 people. Not 100, it depends like how many people you want to share it with. It depends like the kind of expertise you're looking for or the investment you're looking for. So I'll share it with some amount of people. Now these people will give me feedback whether this idea is really workable, doable. Is it really going to share me some business? It is really going to accelerate ahead. Again, after getting their feedback, I can probably start up on like redoing the stuff what they suggested. Whatever is doable, whatever is necessary, all changes I will make at this stage. Now this segment, finding a co-founder, can be earlier also, but in one particular example, let's go according to this cycle. So here, once I have this, it now it makes sense. My product is making some sense. Now I'll look for a co-founder. Now I developed it, of course, so I'm from technology, but I need a sales co-founder because I want to sell it to the market anyways. So here I will like find some expert from sales or marketing or some any vertical which I am actually looking for. And here we will register our company and split equity. Because he is a co-founder, he will also have some equity. Now, for instance, because I have developed the product myself, I want to keep the major stake in the product. I keep myself as 75% and I give the co-founder 25%. That's all okay. It depends you and your co-founders understanding how you want to do it. Now you both together are looking for funding and build a version at the same time. So you guys now want to go to the next level, so you start building it, and like also want to build the next updated version, because now you also have feedbacks from the sales side, because this co-founder is, when he's going to the market, he's getting some expectations from the client, so he's also getting some thoughts from the client, suggestions from the clients. So again, that thing is in process. The reiterations are in process, and we are also looking for investments here. Once it is done, we launch. Let everyone like know that yes, we are done, we are set. Here you launch your product. Now you get, your target should be to get at least 1,000 users. Like generally in business aspect, we say that 1,000 users is something that is minimum to see. And I'm not saying 1,000 free users, 1,000 paying ticket users, like 1,000 users who are ready to pay some subscription fee or charge whatever product you have developed for. If you have done that, then yes, you can like start going to the next step, that is investments and all, because now investors will also be able to see that how much revenue or profit you are able to make. This is how the cycle will go and you will grow ahead. In case at this stage you're not able to get those 1,000 users, but only they are like coming and like visiting the platform and like going out, probably something or the other is missing, or probably the piece which you want to offer to the audience is not yet connected with the audience. You need to relaunch it with a like some testing and all that stuff, iterations and all. And after iteration, launch until the users are ready to now pay it to you, or probably they're ready to stay with your platform. So for instance, Airbnb had launched 3 times after doing this whole process. So follow up is very important here. Communication, marketing, like campaigns and all, are play a very important role in maintaining customer relationship. Again, support is very important. If in case in our suggestion which we have taken right now, I built a platform, but if my platform hangs or it is not able to give me the desired output, I will be frustrated, right, as a user. So I will try to contact the company, and if there is no one to take care of those problems, then I will just take out my social handle and complain about it. So that also shouldn't happen. So this is how generally you can like think of a basic idea. It's not necessary that co-founder comes at this stage only. Sometimes if you have a general partnership, you have a co-founder here itself. And in case you want to run a solopreneur, you don't need a co-founder. You can do it all by your own also. All right. So it depends on the kind of startup you want to build. As we discussed 5 types of companies. So this is how it would look like. Makes sense? Any questions? If it's yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Abha says okay. Yes, yes. Aditya, you have any question? You have raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Shubham, sir.
All right, till then, let's take an example of how one successful startup, and I have taken a very industry relevant example for all of us to explore. So it's LinkedIn. So LinkedIn itself was a startup at some point of time. Let's understand how LinkedIn started as a startup and now today has become one of the most popular websites in the world. So LinkedIn story, startup story. Reid Hoffman, his mission in 1993, he was studying at the Oxford University and he was thinking of starting a software company. As like many of us, he was also like, I want to build some software that could help everyone. And this was all happening in 1993. He approached venture capitalist. VC is someone who will fund, who are very popular for providing funds and also venture capitalists are the one who invest into different ventures or businesses and all, and they take up like the profits and all depending on the kind of arrangement you have. So he approached VCs and they had rejected him. So then in 93 he got a job at Apple. He worked on eWorld. So Apple's one of the version at eWorld, and later he also worked at Fujitsu. This was again, he worked there as a product manager. In 97 he resigned from Fujitsu and started a business. Now you see, 93 to 97, 4 years he worked into some companies, and now he started social net dot in social net, a networking website, actually a dating site. So this was a dating site he started. Again he had to leave social net because of bad model and strategy. So here he faced a failure. This was all happening in 97. Now Max met Peter Thiel and Max, and they joined the PayPal board. Now here he was working on the senior management side, where they were on the PayPal's board. PayPal, as you know, is into monetary transactions and all, international monetary transactions. So PayPal, they worked at PayPal also. So you see this guy, Reid Hoffman, has experience at Apple, had experience at Fujitsu. Then he started his own thing. He could not do it. Then he went worked at PayPal. Now in 2002, when the PayPal transaction happened, when PayPal was sold to some other entity, then an electronic payment service like eBay took it for some particular amount. From 2002, at 2002, of course, he had a good amount of money that he had saved till this date. From 93 to 2002, you can make out around 9 years. He was like having 9 to 10 years. He had that experience. In 2003, he launched LinkedIn. So LinkedIn was launched in 2003 and attracted investment from Sequoia Capital. So Sequoia Capital is a very dominant name, a prominent name in terms of getting capital from the market. So Sequoia Capital gave funds, and like in 2003, he launched LinkedIn. LinkedIn in 2005 revenue introduced first business lines, jobs and subscriptions. So here in case of LinkedIn, LinkedIn gave features like jobs. So you were able to find jobs not just on Naukri or LinkedIn or other platforms, but LinkedIn was also able to provide you with job listings and all, and they give subscriptions like premium subscriptions and tires. So in 2005 he could do it. 2007, then Nike took position as CEO. Since 2007, new leadership. Again 2009, there was another expert who came into picture as president and CEO. 2013, LinkedIn had 225 million members, and the rate was 2 members per second. You see the immense growth rate at LinkedIn that LinkedIn has worldwide. 2014, LinkedIn was also officially launched in China. in the regional language. Now if you see LinkedIn, it has a lot of regional languages, not just China but also some European languages, and that's how it became the most popular website, one of the most popular websites in the world. So that's the LinkedIn's story. I hope it was inspirational. If yes, I would like to see some thumbs up. Yeah. Anyone wants to take up the mic? Mr. Kumaran? Abhinaya? Anything to talk?
सर आपको मैंने आदित्य रंगारी का क्वेश्चन भेजा है व्हाट्सएप पे. यस.
क्या है वो क्वेश्चन था क्या उनका?
हाँ
Okay.
वो जो अभी
हाँ.
आदित्य पूछ रहे थे ना वही.
Okay, from Aditya. Okay. So Aditya's question is, my family aunt is about to open her own cafe. So if we compare to Sir ka question where he said new startup set 1,000 users as their goal. So my question is, what could be an approach for cafe startup? All right. For cafe startup, you could target some kind of like monetary value. For instance, like you should be able to make 50,000 in a month, for instance. Depends on the size and the kind of products you want to offer in your cafe. But like I was luckily associated with the cafe project. So generally, this guy, my friend who started his cafe, he was able to make around 30,000 per month from that particular cafe, and it was located near a college and all. So students and all were like their primary customers. So it depends the kind of location you have, the kind of products you're offering, but you could keep a monetary aspect. That can be one way. Secondly, how big companies like McDonald's and these guys do. So I also happen to have some contacts at McD. So these guys have GC, they have guest count. So they will count the number of guests that have come and what was their average ticket size. So I'll give a very good example. For instance, 10 of us go to McDonald's, okay, from this particular group, and I will order aloo tikki. You will order some Mac Maharaja. Someone else will order fries. Someone else will order the other products. Now, what McDonald's will do? They will count that what was the total count of the guest? It was 10. So they will note that total cost, total guest count was 10. Now, my aloo tikki costed me only 80 rupees. Your Maharaja costed you 200. Someone else costed 50, fries and all. So, what they'll do, they'll just combine everything, whatever expenses that we made together as a whole in that particular day, and they will come to some figure. So, for instance, we were 10 of us, and the total ticket size that we had was 100 or 1,000. Sorry, the amount that came was 1,000. So, what they'll do, they'll divide the total amount that they earned with the total number of guests, and they will figure out the average ticket size. So today, for instance, on 5th of August, the average ticket size of every guest was 100 rupees. Got it? So that's how GC calculations can be also taken care of. I think, Aditya, that answers your question.
I'm
Okay.
saying thank you, sir. Yes, it was very exciting.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So let's get going. Now, about LinkedIn, as we saw the LinkedIn story. So if you could see, 51% of companies acquired their customers B2C, that is business to customer, B2 business to consumer customer to LinkedIn. 93% of B2B, that is business to business marketers, consider LinkedIn to be the most effective site for lead generation. LinkedIn is responsible for 64% of social media channels for corporate websites. LinkedIn generates more leads for B2B and individually, right? That one of LinkedIn, 50% of LinkedIn members report that they are more likely to buy from a company that engaged with them on LinkedIn. And 80% of LinkedIn members want to connect with companies to enhance their decision making. So this is how LinkedIn's success story plays very pivotal role now. And now we know today, if we know LinkedIn, we know LinkedIn is like the platform where we can connect with people, experts, corporates, freelancers, everyone. So LinkedIn has become a worldwide platform, a very successful worldwide platform to connect with professionals. And how to use LinkedIn for business growth, let's understand that in detail now. So one thing to do, you can create a very attractive LinkedIn page. So on LinkedIn, a person or a human will have an account, but a business will have a page. All right. So if your business name is like CSI so you will have a LinkedIn page, for instance. Then you can create your LinkedIn group also, where you could engage with the different people who are like who want to be involved in your community and all. You can optimize your LinkedIn page with different posts and all, or probably give them some added features like call now, website, and all that stuff. You can share useful and enlightening, engaging content like that could be really beneficial for everyone to learn from. Then you can connect with your audience. You can interact with different people, your alumnus, for instance, your passed out students and all who are working at different companies. You can talk and engage with your audience. You can also generate opportunities, internship opportunities or job opportunities for current batches. So that's how one example. This is just for your CSI. Then develop your LinkedIn network. This will really help because LinkedIn, you will find ample amount of professionals from varied backgrounds, and they will help you to prepare a long-term strategy. So this long-term strategy, like how you post, what is the post cycle and all, this will really help you and your business to reach out to more and more people and like cater to their business needs. So that's about it. And we have already seen these websites. All right. Now we are going to come to some interesting parts, and let's again come to our uh, website site. So how many of you know trends.google.com? Have you used this website, Google Trends? How has it benefited
Yes,
you?
sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, Trends website is used for generally seeing whether a certain Google search is trending and how
Correct.
many views it has gotten in the past 24 hours or a week. We
Correct.
can
Now
also use it to compare.
correct. Now for instance, I'll just search the word Bitcoin. So see which countries are looking for the word Bitcoin. Everything comes up here easily. If I have to see the past 4 hours or past day trends, the trends and the graph will be here. Let's remove the word Bitcoin. Let's take something else. Let's say Geo laptop. This is like trending today. You see how it is going ahead. Now let's take past 12 months. So previously it was like at a dip when they announced it in 22. It was like at the top, a little top, then it totally was down, and like since July it is just flourishing ahead because now it is making a lot of news. You take any movie, for example Barbie. Now see, initially there was no hype for Barbie in August 22, November 22, March 23, but since the movie released, you see the trend. Correct. So this is how this website does. Just some examples. There can be also different things like trending now. They will give you the highest searched results. So everything comes up here in this website. How to use this website is a really interesting thing. Now, for example, if I have to see, I want to start something in blockchain. All right. So I'll just search blockchain. How is this word right now going on? So if my startup deals with something related to blockchain, is the market really looking for blockchain right now? This is something that you can analyze. Interest over time. Where is blockchain searched the most? Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Maharashtra. So Tamil Nadu people are more interested towards blockchain side. This is one single insight. Of course, you need to search a lot, right? Then blockchain technology courses. How are people reacting to such kind of thing? So this trends website will help you understand what is the viewpoint of like different people and at different locations, of course, for any particular thing that you want to try or you want to go for. I hope this makes sense. So Google Trends is also something that will really help you in shaping your business decisions ahead in time. Cool. If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, I see Abhas, Devang, Dhairya. All right. Do we have any questions now? Let's like now we are going to go for some technicalities about how to register a startup and all. Before that, till now, whatever we have covered, is it very clear? Do we have any questions? Please let me know. If everything is clear, give me a clear thumbs up. I'm looking at all 48 participants now. Come
Sir,
on. Yeah, Bhinya.
yeah. So, our team,
Mm-hmm.
KSI, so the members of social media, publicity and marketing team wants to know that कि और क्या हम improvement कर सकते हैं.
In
We are
terms of your
sending.
social postings, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So one thing can be about the timing to post. Now, for instance,
Sir, we've just
right,
sent you the link,
link
LinkedIn
on
का
WhatsApp.
page.
That's a
Yeah,
LinkedIn page.
yeah.
All right. Should I open it here? One second. I think you are company, like you are registered like this, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
correct. Now, if you see, if I as a viewer, because I have LinkedIn Premium, I am able to see what are your demographics. I have a LinkedIn
Okay.
Premium here. All right. So even like if you guys whatever you guys have done till now, I'll be able to like at least have some glimpse or some data points on it.
Hmm.
So this has been like employee count. Of course, in your case, it is the people who are working at the back end, but this is how it has grown. So I think the involvement of social media team has grown immensely from February 22 to August 23, right? So people have grown in terms of social activities, employee distribution and headcount. So marketing activities and all are like divided here, and sales, the like select insights are not available because of course you are not exactly a company, you are an organization, college organization, an academic organization. But so for your page especially, I think you will have to start about with some videos. How are your videos and all doing? Yeah, so your video posts are less, that's what I can make out from it. Again, images are good, but those are only specific to events.
Okay.
So you can start off with some content. I'll give you some example. Wait, now
Hmm.
for example, like take the tech platform. I don't know how are they doing now. I have worked with these guys, and oh sorry, it should be company. Yeah. So these are my friends, the tech platform. They're from United States, and they have cracked it very well. Like there is only one person who takes care of everything. As far as I know, it is a bootstrapped kind of an approach.
Okay.
And here, if you see, they have, I think, posts. Yeah. So they regularly post something related to whatever sessions they do. One day, you see, posts are like regular, 21 hours, one day, 2 days, one day, like constant content, constant thing that is not just about events, but actually about how it would be benefiting to all. So you see the variety of content, sometimes on SQL, sometimes it's about data, sometimes it's about conditions. So these guys
Right.
deal generally with technical stuff. So you can start off by posting such kind of content regularly, and then you could also
Okay.
analyze engagement, like are people really engaging with your content and all. That is one way to
Mm-hmm.
do it. Other way can be you can fix out a cycle such that for example there are festivals now. So for upcoming is like Ganpati festival, Diwali festival and all. So you could
Yeah.
create some templates for it, set templates for it, and then keep on posting it regularly. Engage with
Okay.
people on personal basis, don't respond like a page, but like an individual, like, oh okay, we got it. So for instance, you get some feedback from people, engage
Hmm.
with them on a personal level. Okay sir, probably your point is noted, or probably if you can ask, sometimes I see you guys also do those questions on Instagram, right?
Hmm.
Like
Yes.
you ask MCQs and all. That is
Hmm.
very good. Such activities will really help you in engagement. Additionally, you could organize some online sessions like how we are doing it right now, but it could
Okay.
be panel discussions where 4 or 5 experts are together connected, and you're probably 200, 300 people in this particular discussion. So we can have audience polling or some where people will really engage. They will really feel that yeah, this is really benefiting me in terms of value, in terms of the notes that I can make out from it. So these can be some approaches. Of course, a lot can be done in terms of advertisements and paid campaigns, but basically you can start off with these steps. All right,
Okay, sir. All right.
cool. So are we all set to go to the final stages? Like, firstly, the Startup India website, where a lot of things are yet to come. We are still here and we have to go till this point. So should we get going now? I need to see your thumbs up so that I can go ahead. All right. Asha says okay. Devang, okay. All right. Cool. So now, guys, some interesting points. I want you to please have a notepad or something near you so that you can make a note of all these important aspects. Startupindia.gov.in again. Now here, very first thing, I will be sharing you all these documents as a startup kit. You can check this brochure. You call it the Startup India kit. You can check it out. This I will give you access to all of these. So here you have all those rules and regulations, what are necessary to go, what are the tax exemptions and all. Very precisely they have mentioned everything in detail with the latest financial and regulation compliance policies. So I want you to check this document whenever you get the startup kit, which I'm going to share with you. So this is available in the public domain. Again, like how Startup India since 2016-17 has grown and what all things they were able to attain. If you see the index, you can see like they started with Startup India Yatra, empowering state startups, the National Startup Awards, all that thing. all those achievements, whatever the Startup India movement could attain, are all listed in detail. I don't want to bore you with a lot of information, so you can check it according to your specific ideas or requirements. But this is a journal for us where we could understand that how government is supporting different state startups, different national startups, and also how it is accelerating you to go to the next level, that is the international level. So you could check out these documents. I will be sharing you this whole kit, whatever I'm discussing with you, in the feedback form when you will be filling it. All right. Then Praramb is also a very good step that was taken by Government of India, and the journey so far. So like this is a document that covers the whole successful report, 5-year success report about the Startup India, and it also is like going to show the number of startups, the number of jobs created, ecosystems, whatever they were able to do. And even if we know that Startup India got a traction in 2015-16, still the steps were taken initially. Like from 2010, 11, 12 itself, they were government was trying to do something on those lines, but it was not much possible because of lack of internet and connectivity and all. But in 16 with Geo and all, it became more easier, and that's how we are like benefiting today. Again, startup revolution. So here you would understand the different schemes, incentives, plans. How can you go for funding, academia, incubation, and all. So all those documents relating to how to start. For instance, if you have heard of these names like accelerators or incubators and all, so how does these work? What are the different wings? What are the different plans, initiatives, schemes? Everything is noted in this particular document. I'll be sharing you this one too. Are you with me, guys? Okay, let's get going. Yeah, then again, as I said, these were some Startup India is for the complete like country, but Maharashtra also has some startup you say policies and all. So all those are noted in this particular document. I will be sharing you this one too, where you will understand different industries and how different sales or entrepreneurship development departments work together. So these are different departments that work in unison for startup ecosystems like us, and these are really helpful, so you could just check it out. And honestly, like before this session, when I was going through these old documents, I had some previous versions of these documents, but when I was just surfing through this website again a week ago, I was surprised to see so many things that have come up nowadays, like for artificial intelligence startups, and again machine learning projects. So much has come up. So definitely like is going to help you in your thought process, and because now it's emerging technologies like augmented reality, virtual reality, again blockchain or crypto, or you could say IoT, internet of things and all. So there is immense space now to experiment, immense space to work on different ideas, and that is all possible with the support that we are getting from the government side also. So this website is really like going to help. You should check it out. Again, yes, now very important aspect, here we call it the NIC, the National Industrial Classification Codes. All right. So irrespective of like the age group you belong to, irrespective of the location in India, wherever you are, these codes are applicable for all businesses, all economic activities that will happen in India. And this is given by the government. This is National Industrial Classification, NIC codes. Don't worry about 2008, it is the same since 2008. And National Industrial Classification for all economic activities is all noted here. So government has tried to mention and like create a kind of a common booklet where it has noted all different kinds of businesses and their activities. So I'll give you a very good example. One sec. Yeah. So this is the index. Section A is about agriculture, forestry, fishing. Section B is about mining. Section C about manufacturing. That's how all sections are divided. Now in agriculture, there are different divisions. Now section A has different divisions like crop, animal production, hunting, service related activities, then forestry, logging, fishing. So what kind of activity are you doing? For instance, I am someone who is probably gathering non-wood forest products. So I will select section A, group 20, division 2, group 23 as my activity. Now, for instance, my second activity is something related to not about mining, but something related to manufacturing. So I produce dairy products. I am a farmer, for instance. So I produce dairy products like milk and all, or probably like paneer and all. So here I would say section C, manufacturing, and division 10. My thing is about group 105. I manufacture dairy products. then nothing comes into my space here again, because I'm a farmer. Now I think about division 26. These all are like digital equipment kind of stuff. Nothing comes into my stuff again. Manufacture of, oh no, I don't manufacture anything on that side. Electricity, gas, no, nothing. Water supply, nothing. So nothing on my side, right? So depending on the kind of activities you are doing. For example, now I am someone who is into trading, like who sells products and all. So if I am a motor vehicle seller, so my thing will be section G, division 45, group 451. So I am into sale of motor vehicles. For instance, I am into some retail sale, like household equipment and all. So my thing will be division 47, then group 475 of which section? Section G. Are you guys with me? How to read this particular document? Give me a thumbs up if you have understood how to read this document. It's really very easy, and it is well scattered. So I would suggest you, if you are not sure what all activities you can do, just check out this document which I'm going to share with you. That is the NIC, that is National Industry Code document, because here all kinds of activities are listed well in detail. It is a 193-page document. So you can make out that all different kinds of activities are noted here. If you are into web development or information communication, publication activities and all, everything is noted here. So this document will help you to specifically note down what all activities do you do and how can you offer it to the clients and people out. That's it. All right. And registration, of course. Now, how to register on as a startup founder or as a startup on website. So tell me one thing, guys, like if you can just turn on the mics, how many of you have seen this portal before? Udyam or Udyog Aadhar. Have you seen it before? If yes, please react yes, like or something in terms of reaction. If no, then it's okay. I'll anyways walk you through it. Mr. Kumaran, Abhinaya.
Yes, sir.
So you have
इससे
seen it
पहले नहीं
before?
देखी है सर ये वेबसाइट.
नहीं
नहीं
देखिए,
देखा
कोई
है.
नो
बात
सर.
नहीं, ठीक है. Abhinaya, what about you?
नहीं देखा है.
Not yet. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
So this is a portal where all entrepreneurs, like micro, small, medium enterprises, can register on their own. It's a free portal. You don't have to pay anything to the portal or any website, because there no charge is expected or taken out from this particular thing. If you see the data, the fresh data, it is like a regularly updated data, facts dated today's date, today morning. So total registrations are humongous, classified into micro. These many are small. These are medium. Total employment provided is this humongous number. So government has really made some portals supremely well, and this is how Udyam registration portal works. So here Udyam, it is important like how to classify and name. So micro enterprise where the investment in the plant or machinery equipment does not exceed 1 crore rupees and turnover does not exceed 5 crore rupees. Then a small enterprise is someone where it does not exceed 10 crore and they're 50 crores. And medium is someone where 50 crore and does not exceed 250 crore. So in short, this is how you categorize into micro, small, and medium. Right now, in all our cases, if we are about to start a startup, we will all fall in micro category. All right. Must know, government has organized a full system facilitation for registration process. Udyam registration, this is known as Udyam registration. And like how it is to be done, a permanent registration number will be given after registration. So if you register your business, you will get a permanent registration number, PRN number, what we call it, and the certificate is issued online. All right. So there is no renewal for registration. So the certificate is valid for life. There is no problem. And the certificate has a dynamic QR code, which can like all the details can be accessed about that the government to the by the officials. So there is no registration fees. Please note this, because this is all governed by the central government and you don't have to pay to any agent or anything. It is zero. Cost is zero for registration of any kind of entity. MSME registration fee is free and paperless and based on self declaration. Okay. And whatever information you will give will be recorded in government records. So it is very important to give accurate PAN card, GST link details if you have any GST details coming into picture, and Aadhaar card. All right. So how to go about it? I will just show you the registration form. This is how it looks like. I hope you can see it. Anyone just unmute and say if you can see this form clearly.
Yes, sir.
guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So firstly, when you click on like here, when you come to this website and you click on for new entrepreneurs, it will take you to this section. I have just got the screenshot of all the sections. So here it will ask you for an Aadhaar number or name of the entrepreneur. So for instance, it is my Aadhaar card number and my name, Shubham Dumbre. Then I will have to sign this. It will automatically verify whether I am a valid Indian citizen or not. And this will happen by means of my Aadhaar card, because now everything is linked with the Aadhaar number mostly, right? So once Aadhaar is done, then PAN verification happens. So here you will have to select different options. What kind of organization you want to create. Now here, as we discussed, there are 5 kinds of organizations: one person, sole proprietorship, general, limited liability, public liability, right? Private limited. So I will select Ekal Swamitva, that is single proprietary, sole proprietor. And my PAN card number is here. Again, it will verify automatically because it is all linked to digital records. That is our, what we call it. There's a portal where we save everything. Do you remember the name? DG something, DG Cloud or something. Okay. So this portal has all access to our details, and they can just cross validate whether the details are clear. Then whatever your ITR or GSTIN and all that stuff, it will verify. Again, mobile number will be taken here. Email ID, please be very careful. You have your access to email ID whichever you are entering in, because all major communication happens through email. Then you select your social category, then your gender. If you are a specially abled one, then you can select that. What is the name of your business? It comes here. And plant unit name, for instance, sometimes you can name it like uh, name of the enterprise is like ABC, uh, ABC Traders, and the plant unit name is ABC Traders Mumbai, for instance. So it can be okay, and like you can add your units as many as you want. And unit, if you have different units also, like in Mumbai also you have Ghatkopar unit, if you have Nerul unit, so it is all possible here. Then what is the unit address or plant address? You need to input it here. Generally, in our case, if you don't have an office or something, you can enter your home address. That is completely fine. All right. So all major communication, or if there's any letter to be sent, it will be sent to your home address. Then there was no registration previously, of course. Date of incorporation, registration. This registration date should be a date that has already passed, or the date that you are currently onto. Like I can register on 4th of August, with a date of 4th of August, or maximum 5th of August. It cannot be a future date. I cannot say that 8th of August is my incorporation date, because that date has not yet passed. Then it is a production business, yes, no, whatever date of commencement. When did you start? Again, this date needs to be the one which is in the past. Bank details, here you can put in your savings account number or current account. Your personal account details are fine, no problem. Because if you go to a bank to say that I want to start a business and I need to have a bank account, they will firstly ask for this registration certificate, MSME registration certificate. So initially, if you want to keep your personal account, that's okay. Once you start earning some kind of revenue and profits, you can change your bank account later. All right. Major activity, of course, most of us will fall into services. National Industry NIC codes document, which I walked you through just now. Where is it? Yeah, this one. You have to refer to this one and select your NIC codes here. So NIC 2, NIC 4, NIC 5 is the same, what we talked about. Number of persons employed. Because it is Ekal Swamitva, it is only one person. So if it is male, it is one. If it is female, it is one. Rest can be 0. If you are having some helping hands, so you cannot name them as employees. Instead, you can name them as freelance consultants, or probably interns and something on that line. Okay. And that's it. You have to take on this. If because you don't have any previous, you can just enter 0 in all these columns, and that's it. Select with this and submit and get the final OTP. Once you do this, you will get a OTP on the mobile number which you have entered there. And that's it. You will get a registration certificate, that is you're registered with Udyog Aadhaar, and it is you will get a permanent registration number from the government. Is this process very clear, guys? If you have any doubts, please raise your hand. If it is fine, please give me a thumbs up. It is very crucial and important for you to understand. You don't have to pay anything to anyone. This is free, and you can get started with your idea on your own itself. How to do it? I think I am able to give you all those roadmaps. I had gone through all the questions which Mr. Kumaran had shared with me, and I have thought of like giving you the live experience of solving those. Yes, Mr. Kumaran, are most of your queries answered? I would like you to just turn on
Yes,
your
sir.
mic and okay, cool. Now, one special segment for all the wonder ladies here, wonder women here. So women especially have one scheme I would like to share with you is this one: female founders, for women who want to do something in entrepreneurship. So depending on the state you are into, you would find different kinds of yojnas or probably different kinds of schemes that the government has launched. You can enter into any of these schemes and check, for instance, this one. So what is the objective for women entrepreneurs, whatever is the eligibility, age criteria and all, it is all mentioned on these particular sites. So you could find this website on startupindia.gov.in on women entrepreneurs section. It is a special section for female founders. All right. So women here, are you ready to start up? Are you ready to at least explore this side?
Yes,
Abhinaya?
sir. Yes, yes.
Shrija?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So women entrepreneurs, there is a special site for you on the startup portal where you can get started with different like resources available for you. Again, for all of us, there is a portal that is Marg in the sense like direction, or the roadmap. So this portal is very good in terms of giving you relevant mentors and startups. So it is a matchmaking kind of a startup where you can either register as a startup or register as a mentor. So this will do, they have an AI engine that will automatically match. For instance, I am a mentor and you are a startup, and you are looking for someone into technology domain who can help you in building infrastructure. You enter your requirements, I have entered my expertise, it will automatically match and connect you with me. So then we can help each other's like skill sets and business and see if there's any monetary aspect to it. So that's how this thing works. And yeah, it's really again a very good portal, just like how matchmaking happens, similar to that Marg. Then online courses for entrepreneurs. Of course, education is very important, and there are minimum like 80 courses, 17 and 80 courses that are available again here. And these are free courses. Don't worry, don't rush to find the certificates, but rather make notes out of these courses, whichever interest you, because these courses are like framed in such a manner that you would understand the nitty-gritties of starting a startup or what all things you should learn from. So definitely these are resources which you should check out. Is this helpful, guys? I have tried to also include and give you more than what we could accommodate in these 2 hours, but yeah, that's it. So do check out these resources in the startup kit, which I will share. You will have links to all these also. All right. Then yeah, pro bono services. Now sometimes what happens, now I am a startup, okay, and I have taken a cloud subscription of 500 GB, but my requirement is only 50 GBs. Now what will happen to those 450 GBs, extra 450 GB, right? I'm not using it, but I'm paying for it. So we can share our resources. You have some other resource, we can share. I have some resource, I can share with you. Or there are also some organizations which will pay for you, which will pay for your subscription. For instance, a TCS or Infosys, they have some CSR activities and all. Under that, they sponsor different resources or pro bono resources for startups. So again, that is possible. So depending on the kind of resources you're looking for or the kind of help you're looking for, there are different programs that take care of how you would attain these resources. So there can be resources related to cloud, enterprise resource software, legal support, financial, business, and so much. So either you can provide it to someone or also someone else can give it to you. That's how the partnership works. And incubators. So incubation centers are something that are gaining a lot of traction. If you want to note down some names, I have luckily been to some incubation centers previously for some activities. So one is Sign from IIT Bombay, Society for Innovation and Education, I think. Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship from IIT Bombay. Then Riddle is from KJ Somaya. Then there is something with Sardar Patel also in Andheri. So SPIIT or something. So a lot of incubation centers have gained. Again, VJTI has one entrepreneurship cell, that is eCell. VJTI runs it. So a lot of incubation centers. Incubation center is a place where in college itself you have like an area or probably a floor or some rooms which are dedicated to create companies. Like it is like a pre-stage for startups where you in the college campus itself run your own company with the help of mentors and experts who are available. And that's how like you are able to like understand whether your product is really workable, doable in a closed environment in your college itself. Once you are ready to go ahead, then you can go to accelerators. Accelerators are also like incubation centers, but on a next level, where these accelerators will give you all the necessary resources, just like co-working spaces, I could say, like WeWork and 91 Springboard and all. Here you have access to expertise, and also you have your own private space where you can get out other people also from other colleges or other companies to work with you. And then of course you can go for framing your startup with your own space and all. So again, incubation centers, accelerators have gained a lot of traction these days. And yes, if you want to partner with Startup India, again, that is possible. Like if you are a corporate, if you're a government, if you're a global body, this is actually for like someone who has in like that kind of skill set. So I have kept this website especially for you, because you might know some people who are skilled enough to contribute to the society. Then the startup guidebook, again, a lot of PDFs and blogs are available on this website. Resources tab, where you could check out templates and blogs and services, whatever they do. Research also, if you need data analytics on some particular aspect, and what are the products that are being sold well, or what are the challenges that are being faced. So all these can be found here. The same thing, blogs and all. And funding. Now, one important aspect, why funding is required by startups. All right, so you could definitely, like, there are a lot of reasons. For me, the primary reason is to keep operating and growing ahead. You need startup funds. Now, you need funds, because if you don't pay money for the hard work that everyone is putting in, no one is going to stay with you. That's going to happen at some or the other point. So funding, in short, is required to keep operating and growing ahead. And to attain that funding, there can be like different kinds of like financiers. Either it can be social grants or debt financing or equity financing, something like Shark Tank. Debt financing can be like loans and all. Grants can be like some society or some person who is like granting you this particular amount to go ahead. And here equity financing is like for capital growth for investor. Here debt is for interest. Of course, bank will earn a lot of interest, bank or financial institution. Grants are not expecting any returns as such, they are just for social cause, and that's how these things happen. So you could definitely check out these divisions in detail here. So stages of startups. Now there can be different stages of startups depending on the kind of traction you have, or the kind of stage you are into. So it can either be ideation, then it can be validation, early traction, scaling, and exit. So ideation, again, what all things can come here. Ideation is just you have an idea, you start working towards it. Validation is something where you have like created that potential demand for your product, like prototype is ready and now you need to share it with the market outside, then it is validation. Early traction is somewhere where you are nearing towards your KPIs, and here you have your customer base of around 1,000 downloads or something, and that's how early traction can be. Scaling is where from 1,000 you want to go to 10,000, 1 lakh customers. Here different kinds of series fundings come into picture. And lastly, exit options. If you don't want to like continue ahead with that particular thing, you can merge or acquire any startup. You can offer your startup to someone, you can sell your shares, or you can buy back. Depends on kind of structure you want to go for. Again, there are different steps. You can check this is more theory kind of an approach, but yeah, majorly uh, this is how it goes. So if you want to find funds or find like investors for your startup, you can click on this portal, you will be directed to this one. So if you're a startup, you can enroll here. If you're an investor, if you know some investor, they can invest their details here, like invest into startups from this portal. Again, this is a matchmaking process where they will find and help different startups and investors. So that's about it. I think mostly all these questions related to startups are answered till now. I'll just have a sip of water. Any questions, guys? Yes, my friend, go ahead. You have any questions?
Yes, sir. So, you said about Mark. Is it for actually people who have already made a product that we can show, or for who are those people who are in the ideation stage and they don't really know if that would their idea would really work or something like that for mentorship?
Correct. Correct.
So,
Yeah. So Mark
for
is,
which
if you are
category it
like,
is?
if you are like a startup, okay, it will like anyways create an account and all. Even if you have not developed anything, not even a website or anything, and you want to just think whether it is possible or not, you can start off with Mark, because Mark will help you to assess yourself whether what you are trying to do, is it really necessary. That is one thing. Secondly, is it doable in the time frame that you are defining. If you, for instance, as we discussed about that resume builder platform, if I start developing it now and it will show me result after 10 years, it's not going to make sense, because after 10 years the things would have been a lot different than what I am able to map it out now, right? So startups need to also think that whether I'm able to attain my goal or whether I'm able to attain my target in a limited span of time, in a defined manner, in a defined approach, and that too in a step by step format. It should not be like today I visualize I want to develop a product, tomorrow I just start and like I will show results after 10-20 years. It is a long term vision, and generally startups don't fall into that kind of a segment, because you need ample amount of funds to run such activities, and resources also. So startups generally want to solve problems that can start showing results quickly, probably in a span of 3 to 5 years, uh, if possible, and if early, that is better. That's how it is.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Any more questions, guys? So I would like to share this QR code with you. How can I share? Probably one sec. Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
will put the QR code here, and Mr. Kumaran, can you just pass on that link to everyone else?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes, just do that. Rest all, you can just scan this QR code. You will be directed to a feedback form. Please fill those details correctly, because I will be able to share you everything when you fill the accurate details. So your email ID, contact number, and all whatever you have. And Kumaran, if possible, you can also add me to that community which you have, like the WhatsApp group, so that I can pass it on there too. But it's okay. So we'll keep the panel open for question and answers now. And before that, just to like show you, if you are starting off something, guys, you would need a brochure. So this is my brochure. You could check it out on my website. You will find it on my website. That is deltatheinnovators.com. So one sample thing to just refer, whatever you offer and how it has impacted the society and all, everything can be covered in a brochure. Well, so do develop a brochure. In case, if possible, also have a YouTube channel. Nowadays, it is very important to also showcase what all things you are able to do and how are you impacting the society. So this is my impact, our impact together as a team, as Deltians. So we at Delta have been involved into a lot of activities, right, from open source technologies to conducting a lot of webinars and sessions, and now seminars and all events and all. So this is the impact that we are able to create till now. And of course, the journey is yet continuing ahead. We want to accelerate ahead. We want to impact more and more lives ahead, and that's how the thing is going ahead. So you could also like have your journey somehow listed on some platform. We like YouTube, so we have done it on YouTube. If you are more familiar with Instagram or other platforms, that is a very well-to-do kind of situation. But YouTube is something that will stay long, I think, if we even see the rest of the platforms. So that can be one way. Again, I happen to be an author. I think in the introduction part they mentioned. So I have written a book, Let's Make IT Simple. Another one is poetry, Decoding Zindagi, but probably I want you to more read more or know more about this one. It's Let's Make IT Simple. It is available on Amazon and all. So yeah, if you just search Let's Make IT Simple, it will come up here. And this book is having all open source or free resources, free software resources, majorly the free ones, which have also got paid plans at some points, some of them. So there are 2,500 plus resources in this book. If you want to know more about it, you could check out podcasts on any of the platforms, popular platforms, podcast platforms. You can just search my name, Shubham Dumbre. You would find the podcasts about this book. This book will actually help you to understand how can you start with free resources, free or open source resources, and probably you can save a lot in terms of the costs that are associated with startups, that are associated with operational costs and all. So probably I would suggest you to listen to the podcast once, so that you would also understand how you could save a lot in terms of the cost. This was my how I distributed it, and yeah, some feedbacks. So you could definitely give it a check. If you want to have a screenshot of this one to connect with me, definitely these are the links. You know the website, you know the person, Shubham Dumbre. So I'm just putting in my LinkedIn profile here for a minute in case you want to connect or you have some personal questions related to your venture or something. We can definitely connect on LinkedIn. So that's my name, Shubham Dumbre. And I think all of you have scanned the QR code and filled the form. If you are done, please give me a thumbs. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, fantastic. And the panel is anyways open for questions. If you have any questions, any feedback, I would request 4 or 5 people at least to take up the mic and say, was today's session really beneficial and how it has given them something more than what they knew before. Take up the mic. You have a minute to talk. Probably, how did this session benefit you today? Personally, I enjoyed because I could give you all these facets, because when I was doing my startup, it took me a lot of time to figure out how to register, how to go about things, and probably also seek consultation, validation from different people. But now, with time, I am able to give you all this in one particular session in just 2 hours. So that's really a very good thing to share. And yeah, I feel that even if 1 or 2 people amongst you are able to do something, I think today's session is super successful then. And I want it to be more successful if all of you try to at least ideate and go ahead in this journey. So yes, you can take up the mics now. Yeah, Avnish.
Sir, I felt this session was like some crash course की startup क्या करना है, क्यों करना है,
Yeah.
क्या क्या आइडियाज होने चाहिए, मतलब जो जो पार्ट है सब कुछ ऐसा एक छोटे से क्रैश कोर्स में कवर हो गया करके.
So you liked it, right? How was it?
Yes, I like. Sir, it was awesome, sir. Like, I
Because
can't
I did
even
not,
I
I
can't even
personally did
rate it
not
less
want to
than that.
stick to the PPT pattern, like the old PowerPoint pattern. So I thought of like keeping live websites and some hands-on activities and all.
So that hands-on activity and interactive session actually helped us to develop a better understanding rather than a traditional PPT approach.
Yeah. So
With the
thank you, Avnish.
all the real life examples और आपने जो साइट शेयर किए that यहाँ यहाँ हम लोग कर सकते हैं, यहाँ अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, of course ये YouTube चैनल, I guess इतना गाइडेंस हमारे लिए काफी है. और हुआ तो भी we can also approach you in LinkedIn or any other social media
Yes.
platform.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Avnish.
यस सर. सर
Yes, Abhinay.
मुझे भी ये सेशन काफ़ी पसंद आया एंड देन काफ़ी इन्फॉर्मेटिव भी था.
Mm-hmm.
And the way you helped us to improve our LinkedIn page as well, that was really helpful. And then I hope you'd be visiting our college as well for more such events.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
uh,
Srija. Yeah, so one
I didn't.
important thing before Srija starts. So
Yes, sir.
Srija was the one who was coordinating me when I was there to judge that competition, innovations at your campus. Yeah, Srija.
Yes, sir. Uh, Previously, as I've known you, you're so down to earth. So I didn't expect this to be so interactive and so informative. For me personally, I was not into startup, but I came to know about different website, different courses, different platform to search. This webinar took in a different part to look out for startup. Not really that you told the PPT format, the challenges, what you have to do, but you really practically told what is going on in the market or what is going on in the world. So this was very helpful. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Srija. Thank you for your kind words. Mr. Kumaran, how was it? Because Mr. Kumaran was the one who was coordinating the whole session with me since last month. So hats off to the whole team for getting it done so well. Yes, Kumaran.
हाँ सर, बहुत अच्छा था एक्चुअली. द थिंग इज, एक जो ड्रॉबैक हो गया है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स है टी एंड बी के, जो बाकी हमारे जो 87 पार्टिसिपेट्स थे उसमें से जो
हाँ.
आधा दिन निकल गए, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. अभी हमको समझा कि उनका हॉनर्स का लेक्चर रख दिया गया सडनली फॉर कंप्लीटिंग सिलेबस. तो दे
Oh,
आर अभी मेरे पास कॉल पे कॉल आ रहा है कि हमको रिकॉर्डिंग्स चाहिए, हम लोग को और एक इवेंट चाहिए.
thank you, Kumaran, for coordinating it very well. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, I was kind of busy, so I joined a little late. But even then, I thought your session was really informative. I myself am quite also very interested in how businesses run and how to run a business and things related to that.
Yeah.
So yes, I think the session was really informative. Like especially when you showed that website where you register the startups,
Yeah.
and
So
in the end you mentioned that it was good to have a YouTube channel.
yes, it is.
And like
It
I
works.
used to think, I used to think that YouTube channel ज़्यादा लोग देखते नहीं है. मतलब
No,
the lead
that's not.
generation.
Honestly, Aditya, I want to say one thing. Is it Aditya, right? It's Aditya or Ratul?
Ratul
Raj?
sir.
Ratul. Okay, Ratul. So honestly, I'll tell you one thing. Don't run behind views and likes and all. Just do your work clean, and don't cater to just don't just try to be massy, be classy. Even if you don't have 100 clients, that's okay, but have just 10 clients who will pay you like 100 or thousands. So don't target if you are offering a better, bigger product, probably if you need massive audience, then that approach will be different. But if as a startup you are starting off, don't just say that I'll be Tata in a day. Tata took time to become Tata for so many years, and now that's why it's very well known, or Reliance or any company. So don't just run behind likes, views, shares, and all. Just consistently do your work with honesty, with what you say, your regular dedicated efforts, and that's the success to business. There's no fast track route to succeed. The only succeed like person who is successful is the one who's honest with business, ethical, value, who respects everyone's time, values, and all. That's it. Like these are the basics which we have learned in our moral science lectures. The only thing is about implementing it in the business ecosystem. That's it. Rest, it is all possible. I hope
Oh,
Ratul.
thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Sir, we
Anyone?
have
Yeah.
feedback in the chat. I'll read it
Sure.
out for you. So the
Definitely.
advice you gave me was really helpful. I will surely implement it, and I hope you visit our campus someday and host more sessions like this. It's
You
from
invite me, I'll
Aditya.
be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine then, guys. I think we are done with six, seven feedbacks, and I hope I could give you something. In case if I missed on some points, please like let me know. We can connect on LinkedIn and all. And I hope I could give you, because this is not something that you learn in a single session. You need to have regular like deep dive approach for this, and it takes time to understand different aspects. Today I know you are overloaded with a lot of information, so try to process it as much as you can, and do not forget to check out this website regularly, startupindia.gov.in, because this is like going to help you in any aspect, right from funding to recognition to schemes and policies, a lot. Even after covering so many aspects, I still feel we can continue for the 4 to 4 hours more, but like you will be tired, you will be exhausted. So let's see next time if we get a chance to interact offline, because offline it becomes more interactive and easier to like understand. Right now I'm not able to see your responses, but I hope I could deliver my best to you. So thank you guys, it was pleasure to connect with you all. All right, so let's sign off in a
Yes.
minute. I think Mr. Kumaran, would you like to say something? Abhinay, would you like to say something before concluding?
Yeah, sir. I think
Yeah.
Kumaran would be continuing.
Okay, okay.
So Abhinay, you can start with the validatory.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kumaran. What an absolutely fantastic session it has been. I'm certain that Mr. Shubham Dumbre sir's insights and advices have greatly benefited our viewers. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Shubham Dumbre sir, and Miss Anchal ma'am. We would work with constructive suggestions and the improvements you've given for our LinkedIn page. Your guidance will undoubtedly help us enhance our online presence and engage more effectively with our professional network as well. I also want to express sincere thanks to the heads and coordinators of the various teams who skillfully managed this event. Special thanks goes to our SVC, Professor Anandita Khade ma'am, the HOD of CE branch, Dr. Aparna Banore ma'am, and respected principal, Dr. K. Lakshmi Sudha ma'am, for their invaluable support. Finally, I want to thank all of you present here today for taking the time to be with us, contributing to the grand success of this event. Your presence and participation have been truly appreciated. To help us improve our future sessions, we request you all to fill the feedback form. The link has been shared in the chat. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you guys. Looking forward to meet you all offline sometime. Okay.
Yes.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. All the
Thank
best
you,
to you
sir.
as well.
Thank you, sir.
I'll take your leave for now. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.